Yeah, that's to put it mildly. This is the numbers that these quarterbacks put up in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and overtime. That's a good game for a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL.
It's my career.
For the night, I mean, I told you the numbers earlier. They were over 700 yards between the two of them, 8 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, and neither one of them, by the way, has celebrated his 27th birthday yet. Dan, you're my quarterback in that jacket or anything else. How do you describe what these guys put on tape last night?
Greatness. I mean, just rare greatness. And the fascinating thing, and I kind of sent this out in a tweet last night, I think a piece that would explain to me, I mean, Josh Allen went 7 and Patrick went 10 in the draft. Both of those guys look like #1 picks. And I would love to know what those organizations saw or didn't see in those guys to make that kind of jump to go get them in the draft. I thought Patrick, the display of talent was spectacular last night. The absolute howitzers from Josh Allen. And outside of the performance screening, I sat there and I said, if you are a team that doesn't have a quarterback that can look like these guys, that can't go face to face with these guys, I feel like you don't have a shot. And I know that's outrageous to say, but these two kids are spectacular. And the fact that we get to watch them is one of the coolest things about being a fan of the NFL.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing. The #1 defense in the National Football League was on the field against Patrick Mahomes, the Buffalo Bills. So you're right. You better have one like that. That's why it always blows me away when people take a short quarterback, an unathletic quarterback, over Josh Allen, guys, over Patrick Mahomes. All these teams that passed on these guys, I mean, got to look at each other like, fire every dang guy. If I'm an owner, I'm firing everybody right now.
You know what my
I should have taken these quarterbacks.
Most of them have. If you look at the people who drafted the quarterbacks ahead of them, the 3 quarterbacks that went ahead of these 2 guys in their respective drafts are Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Mitchell Trubisky. None of them to this point have gotten a second contract from their team. Mayfield might still.
And I don't want to crush those guys. I'm just saying those organizations, these guys were not #1 picks. They went 7 and 10.
Yeah, but they should have been.
Well,
that's
the part is this, though.
The teams went after them.
I think the other part is this. When this happened, when Patrick Mahomes was drafted 10th by the Kansas City Chiefs, or even Josh Allen at 7, nobody thought that was a bad place for those guys to be drafted. There weren't people screaming, and maybe Rex was the only one screaming that Josh Allen should have went #1 overall. But, you know, people thought that Deshaun Watson should go before Patrick Mahomes. And because when you were looking at the college tape and seeing how accomplished some of these other quarterbacks were, the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes seemed like more projects. And I think when people start to overanalyze what they see on the film and don't necessarily just look at the talent, you get some of those things. And honestly, you've been right in some of those areas. If you just go with the talented guy, or you go with the guy that can run the football, he doesn't end up playing like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So at some point, we have to give credit to these individuals for the way that they've progressed. To hear a guy like Patrick Mahomes say, I couldn't locate the mic for half of the season. Right? That's something he had to learn. And he's still progressing to this day. For Josh Allen to understand, you know what, I have some accuracy issues, and to fix those things. It's about who these men have been as pros. Not just about the talent. It's about the work that they've put in. It's about the deficiencies that they have realized, that they have been aware of, that they have accepted, that they felt like they needed to change, and changing it. And then it's about having the big kahunas that in the moment, I'm the best in the world no matter who I'm standing across from. And we saw that come to fruition last night.
Yeah, and their organizational success stories, both organizations did great jobs developing these quarterbacks, and now they are studs. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.